I'm
We
always
can't figure out
confused.
whether we want to go back or not, but we're back anyway, because we have to come back at some point. Welcome. Ground. Yeah. We find ourselves inside the factory using a room-sized holotransmitter. It's currently doing a modem-style handshaking noise as it's attempting to reach the dropship. And when it does, on the dropship bridge, they see your factory room, and on your factory room, you see the dropship bridge around you. So everybody's interacting in real time with blue Force Ghost style, everything around them.
Oh, we're in the Jedi Council chambers?
Yeah, you're in the Jedi Council chambers. Noticeably absent is Howler. Everyone else that is a surviving Mechwarrior or person of importance, including... gosh, I can't remember the head tech's name, even though I change his accent every episode.
The Baron.
Baron.
The Baron. Baron is there, but yeah, Howler is not here.
Do we know where he is at least? Like,
Your Lance has no idea where he is.
All right, well, that's first.
Shinji
order
is
of
here,
business.
he just
All right.
dropped off with a mech? Did you bring the
Shinji.
mech back?
Let's start the scene.
I'm really curious about the mech, though. Did he bring the mech back?
Yes, the mech
Okay.
is in the factory.
That's all I care.
The commander, Valkyrie, is sitting at the bridge seat and is just looking around. Good work, everyone. Seems like you mostly came back alive and intact.
I have a cool Thor Ragnarok eye patch. It's for my head injury.
We'll keep this debriefing quick since we've been in battle for several minutes and a number of our mech warriors have been injured.
Coughs up blood.
And I'm sure we'll be fighting all day tomorrow as well.
I'm just like, I'm fine.
Smack the pills out of his hands.
Several
Stop
minutes
that.
ago, we received a radiation spike above the planet. While the Rubigen Admiralty has been keeping jump ship and dropship traffic away from the planet, quarantining while the terrorist action has been going on, aka us. They allowed this jump ship to enter a pirate point above the planet and have released a dropship.
Any idea who it's from?
We received this recording over the public television station several minutes ago.
If I
Like
hear the
public
word,
television?
if I hear the word bajaw, I'm fucking pissed.
Wait, are they posted in public television?
So there is the main spaceport of the planet Rubigen. There's a podium set up. There's flags all over the place. There's a brigadier general and several staff officers out waiting for the arrival of a dropship. And from the dropship steps off an enormous mech with flags painted all along its legs. Fireworks begin going off everywhere. We zoom in on the mech. It is a Atlas that has the words Atlas Excalibur Ascendant painted on the front of it. It is a downward pointed sword. Each of its arms have a sword and a spear on it. One of them's labeled Caliburn and the other one's labeled Rongiomade.
Do I recognize this mech?
Oh yeah, it's Kenneth Cross for sure.
Shit.
Oh,
And the
my.
dropship that descends behind him. So he lands like a mech trooper. The dropship lands behind him. The camera is just... Look, last episode, people were joking about his arrival and the fireworks and stuff. I had this shit planned from the first episode that he would show up.
in like the EC collision thing.
Yeah, it was an
"Here's
EC
Kenneth
collision. I
Cross."
knew he was going to show up from the beginning.
I'm gonna kill him or something now.
He drops to
Possibly.
one knee, and you can see the dropship rotate to say Kenneth Cross Extreme Dropship number 3. He gets down on one knee and like opens the cockpit, and people are like politely clapping as he gets
I'm
out.
also politely clapping.
I almost want to.
Everyone in the room turns to look at you.
I smack
What?
him
I
on the top of the
appreciate
head.
good theatrics.
So he stops at the podium, and the general allows him to step up and speak, and he says, "People of Rubigen," and you can hear it like echoing throughout the spaceport.
Can I know what actor plays Kenneth Cross?
I mean, probably Matthew McConaughey.
Fucking wonderful. All right, perfect. Fantastic.
I am Colonel Kenneth Cross, Commander and CEO. Did someone add an echo effect?
No, it was me. It's like Colonel.
Of Kenneth Cross Extreme Unlimited. I received a summons to this planet yesterday, and have come at great haste and cost to aid the people of Rubigen in the time of need. This planet's forces have done well to defend you from the terrorist actions, but earlier this morning, several terrorists were captured, and their plan has been found out in its entirety. My contract enables me to work beside the DCMS forces, the Draconis Combine Mustard Soldiery, in order to find these terrorists and bring them to justice. I offer this message to the terrorists. If you surrender to me, we will try you in a Comstar court of law.
And be executed in a Comstock court of law.
Well, no, you probably won't be executed in a Comstar. You will definitely be executed by the DCMS, though, like 100%.
I mean, we'd be definitely in prison.
Probably.
I wish we would be executed though, but not executed. Not quite yet.
We'll probably be secretly executed because we know too much about the clans. But yeah.
No, not really.
You know quite a bit about the clans.
Well, I mean, I don't know if that'd be rights of getting executed. You'd just be put in very deep solitary confinement. But
And the fact that we have a clan mech.
Butch McGurk is also skeptical.
We
He's
found
like,
it.
Yeah, right. Surrender and be tried in a court of law and spend the rest of my life pimping out Bandido and drinking Harridan's toilet wine in federal prison.
So after a few seconds,
fake news.
while this is happening, the reporters are like briefly clapping, and then the Brigadier General comes up to the podium to speak and says, "My unit is replete with traitors, defectors, incompetents. Within 48 hours, we expect to have this unit cleaned up. All across the planet, terrorists and traitors are being rounded up and executed for the peaceful harmony of the Draconis Combine. Once we have defeated these terrorists and cleansed and purified ourselves of the incompetence in our ranks, I too will be committing the art of seppuku and offering my life to the coordinator, Takashi Kurita." Then he thrusts his arm up. 10,000 lives for the coordinator. And like everyone in the crowd, all the reporters and everyone standing around, all lift their fists in the air and shout, 10,000 lives for the coordinator.
Oh, that's disturbing.
not the most disturbing thing, but you know.
Luckily, I didn't catch any of that. Craziness when I was working at Chungchao.
So
No, Doctor, you caught your own very special brand of crazy.
He doesn't go on to speak passionately about the end of the resistance and
this
so on
is
and
the
so
end
forth.
of the resistance. No,
You got too ahead of it.
look,
sir.
you know that's one of my favorite speeches in all of movie history. That
Yes.
guy is really good at imitating Nazi imagery, and his sing-song style is excellent. We're talking about General Hux from Star Wars, in the movie where he was good, not the movie where he was an incompetent fucktard.
No, Harry, that's family.
So they begin taking out people and lining them up in front of the cameras and giving them swords. And it like gives a subtext like their rank, their name, and you recognize that several of these people are pilots of the Battlemechs who have retreated so far. The first guy is a Centurion pilot and just like withdraws a sword and is just like, I offer my life, the invitation from the coordinator onward. All honor to the Draconis Combine, and then slits his stomach one time, then pulls the sword out and goes to like slit it a second time, gets about halfway done, and someone slices his head off.
But just like, no, my XP. Ah, God damn it.
You can hear some commentators, and they're like, an excellent attempt by that young man. Getting one slit in is pretty good in this day and age. In my time, during the Third Secession War, getting at least all three was considered the right of the samurai, but in this day and age, the kids are weak.
Is this like golf tournament?
Yeah, no,
announcers?
there's golf tournament. There's like 20 more people waiting to kill themselves in the line, and that's
There's
when
literally those two guys from the dodgeball movie are like, that's a bold move. Let's see
that's
if
a
it
bold
pays
move,
off.
Cotton. As it fades out, there's an advertisement for the Friendly Persuaders, which are basically the Draconis Combine version of police. Just like, join the Friendly Persuaders today. We need to replenish our ranks after the terrorist attack.
I'm doing my part.
Yeah.
Starship Troopers
What do we
style.
do? You just keep moving
Want to know
between
more?
movies, man.
Sorry.
So is it just all we could see so far was just the Atlas? There's no other mechs with that?
I mean, they have a Union class dropship, so at least a company
Yeah.
of whatever on board.
Yeah, it's not gonna be fun.
He was just going with a flashy entry.
Yeah.
I mean, at the very least, he has a fucking Atlas, so.
Whatever. We have a Devastator.
We have a Warhammer.
I mean, that thing gets close. It's not gonna be fun for anybody, to be honest.
Just stay
But-
far away. You'll have the advantage.
I mean, yeah, I want to plink as much as I can. At
So
that
while you
thing.
guys are talking, Valkyrie,
Yes, ma'am. Just immediately turn my attention back over to Valkyrie.
I've asked Shinji to place.
You hear a can pop open. I'm holding a beer that's labeled heavy soda.
Captain, could you remain professional during this debriefing? I know it's been a long day and you got hit in the head, but
I just stare at her. Slowly
I'm
bring
good.
the beer
I'm
up.
going to lean in
Man,
and go,
what?
he did
what-
get 2 kills.
Who? Man, what? Who is Senji?
I asked Shinji to place Halavi in a janitor's closet and lock the door.
Excellent choice. Does he calm him down any?
It's that bad.
I'll be sending Baron by to debrief him. We'll be figuring out what went on out there.
Okay.
Hmm.
So how many mechs? So we're just down to pretty much one lance right now, right?
Well, we have the Warhammer. Back at the dropship, we've got the Archer and an immobile guillotine. We can get whatever's going on with Howler sorted out. We can at least temporarily have a Wolfhound.
Can no one else pilot the Wolfhound?
We don't have any other.
It's not like we're overflowing with pilots out there. I want to
That's
remind you,
fair.
you're at the factory and we're at the dropship.
What happened to the other sibling? Is the other sibling still alive or just heavily injured?
They don't.
He's back here on the dropship
Oh, okay. Well, I mean,
in the medical bay.
ah,
You're talking about Tachi, the Panther pilot.
yes.
Yes, his
So
Panther
he's-
was blown up.
His Panther was blown up. He was able to escape. All right, so we're
Yes,
down.
he's here and you're there.
Did we recover Munin?
We
Yes.
did not. She's dead. And it's even worse. Now that they've got reinforcements, they're calling back their aerospace fighters. We're going to be flooded with
Fantastic.
dropships, assault dropships, and fighters quite soon.
How much longer until we can kick off this rock?
According to Baron, and Baron's just like, Baron just steps in and he's like, Baron here. We'll need to spend all night repairing the mechs, salvaging everything here, and then finishing loading up the prime movers. Tomorrow morning, we will do our last run back to the dropships, and then we'll be getting off the planet. I've already contacted the jump ship and given them our exact estimated weights, so that we can get the jump path pretty much spooled up before we get up there. It'll be tricky. We'll be jumping out from an asteroid field in a pirate point with a reasonable but not perfect balance between the two dropships and, of course, an unknown amount of extra salvage. We could randomly explode, but there's only like a 20% chance.
Well, I mean, our chances of exploding here are probably about as likely, to be honest, with all the dropships and everything. So,
Well, I'll be fine. I'll just surrender. You guys are the ones I need to worry about.
Do we have an intel?
do we have any idea?
Do we have a projection for enemy resistance tomorrow
Well,
on our trip back?
My guess would be
So
at least one
he
Atlas.
starts talking, and Valkyrie's like, no, shut up. I assume they're going to throw everything they have at us. I don't know if that news report that they found an intelligence agent and broke him is correct, but we need to assume that someone on the Jarl side of this broke down. I don't know how compromised we are, but they still have several battalions of mechs and vehicles on planet, and this new mercenary company. We could conceivably be facing dozens of mechs on the way home.
Hmm.
We've done well so far, though.
So is there any value then to us skipping repairs and leaving right now throughout and moving overnight to try and beat him to the punch? Is
Perhaps.
What I'm saying.
But if we do that, we'll be abandoning part of the contract.
Can we get in contact with the Jarl? See what they...
Give me a moment.
Like we can't. So we have stuff here now, right? Like we can't just load it up and go like right now. Or
That's correct. The prime movers are loading right now.
They are loading right now. Okay.
It takes time to move them.
After several seconds, the agent of the Jarl who hired you shows up in the Holo Center as well. He looks like he's walking around the bridge to you, but of course on the bridge he looks like he's walking around the factory.
So, Star Wars situation.
Yeah, he's third party calling. Yes, what is it?
So, I don't know if you know... Do you know the news current situation, sir?
I am up on the situation.
Right. So, do you still would like us to try to... Because we could either continue as planned and load up tomorrow and hopefully head to the dropship and get all we can as far as that goes. Or we can load up tonight and be hopefully guaranteed to meet minimum resistance and get out of here hopefully alive as well. Better chance alive, it would seem.
May I ask you a question, son?
Yes, sir?
You seen action against the clans?
Yes, sir?
He wasn't expecting that.
You want to throw everything... No, he was expecting... He hired you guys because you have
That's
clans.
true, yeah.
You want to throw everything you got at them?
Yes, sir?
You think I'm taking back anything less than every refit kit we can stuff on these dropships?
Does not appear so, sir.
This is why we hired mercenaries. This is why we hired good mercenaries.
We just want to do our due diligence and let you know that the battle situation has changed, and there's a possibility that you can take what we have on our ship now or risk us being destroyed tomorrow and you will get nothing. So it's like you said, we're mercenaries and we're willing to gamble our lives on a contract. Are you willing to gamble 2/3 of what you wanted versus nothing what you wanted?
So I want to remind you, he's already gotten 2 loads. You guys have the 3rd load. He's pretty.
We've been shipping it out as we've been getting it. I thought it was like
you guys have been doing constant convoys every day.
Never mind.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, he's good to go. He's just like, yes, I am willing to
for
gamble
him, he's
your
risky.
lives.
Yeah, he's not risking anything.
He's not
Well, I
risking
mean, he's
anything.
risking a whole cargo load full of prime movers.
Yeah.
And all the battle salvage you're about to bring in.
So, of course, the only situation would be is if we just backed out now, you wouldn't have to pay us for what we got, correct? Since this is obviously an off-the-books mission. And
as your employer, I'd prefer that you don't talk about backing out of a mission right in front of me. I paid you to complete this contract.
Is this why you're not allowed to speak?
I'm just saying, sir.
Yeah, Valkyrie just
Currently-
turns the chair to look at Bandido and is staring at him.
On the
He doesn't care. This is complex.
on the contractor's side,
chugging
Bandido's
the
force
beer.
ghost just disappears. It just gets turned off.
I'm just saying, sir. It's we realize we'll continue with the contract as planned.
He just leaves the call.
Okay.
So
It's not
Nine
gonna
Lives
be fun.
actually speaks up. She's standing near Bandido with her
I don't
taser out,
care.
but
I don't care.
I want to point out they're all holograms, so they can't interact with each other. And she says,
Bandito just doesn't care at this point.
as much as I hate to admit it, Bandido might be right here.
What?
Yeah. I don't disagree. However, I wouldn't have told that to the person who's
Yeah,
signing
of
the
course. No,
paycheck.
we all know that Bandido is an idiot.
I think backing out of this contract is a perfectly viable choice on the table. I don't think we should have told the person we're working for that.
Well, as long as we're going to keep talking about this, should we be talking in front of Sandstrom?
Who's that?
What?
Oh, that's right.
Everybody turns to look at him.
I'll just look like to the side and go, oh, look over there, and then point to there's something behind you, and then fucking make a break for it.
All right.
Oh, I've never seen one of those before. It's a
He knows too
Is that
much.
the Goodyear blimp? Is that the Goodyear blimp? And then run off.
Hey, can you come back? But he's not going to get far.
It hasn't been a good year, Blimp, in 950 years.
Look, if
right.
we're gonna try to complete the contract, our very best option is to do it expeditiously. If we can beat the timetable, even by a matter of hours, it'll buy ourselves a significantly greater chance of success.
Yeah, so
Okay.
Baron is like punching stuff up into his computer and is like, look, it's going to take all night to finish salvaging and loading all of the dead mechs and repairing what we've got.
Could we possibly?
Should we worry about the dead mechs at the
Hey.
moment?
I am a grease monkey by trade.
Did you just repair back around the corner?
Yeah.
And he's like,
just pop back in.
well,
What are you talking about, me? My ears are burning.
I'd be willing to work with you on this, but one tech isn't going to make a vast difference with, the number of mechs we're talking about.
I could assist with that
Do we?
as well.
Well, I was hoping that, so Baron is just like, I was actually hoping you would provide medical services. All of our medics are back on the dropship, and there are a ton of people who've been injured.
Fair enough.
What's
I'll try.
what damage mechs are we talking about salvage wise?
I mean, pretty much everything that got shot needs to be salvaged. Plus, you guys are all damaged, right? Like, all of you have damage because you've all been shot in the head.
Yeah.
Let me poise this at you though. We have a very low salvage percentage on this contract. Is that
I was
true?
about to say yes. I was
What
about
if-
to say it's like, should we just? I don't think we. Priority will probably be repair our mechs
Right.
to get ready to move.
Right. And that's true. And in order to do that, we'll have to salvage the dead mechs to get the parts we
That's
need.
fair.
All right.
I don't think we can repair the
Baron,
plane.
Baron is just like, don't worry, I'm much smarter than you. I have several
May I
PhDs.
That's
propose
fair.
This?
I
Are
don't.
we able to use our
And
least
Bandido, he
damage-
literally has an accent that changes every single time. Obviously, he's going to know
Yes.
better.
Well, the
Okay.
clan mech, I don't think we can repair at the moment because all the parts are at the dropship. Correct.
That's correct.
May I propose a hypothetical question here?
Yes.
If we're able to use our least damaged mech to help load the loaders and then repair all the most damaged mechs, wouldn't we be able to load them a lot quicker?
No.
Baron, you're the smartest person in the room. How do we cut? What do we sacrifice to cut this timetable down?
I am cutting the timetable down.
How do you? I mean,
There's no way to cut it more.
Look, if we don't
possibly.
repair the mechs and we don't salvage any of the mechs, we'll probably piss the client off a little bit. But we could get back to the dropships by morning. But it would mean no one sleeps. We finish loading all of the vehicles with refit kits and we leave. Unrepaired, no sleep. It's possible. It'll buy us 3 hours.
3 hours.
How long would it take us to get from here to the dropship?
Several
I think
hours.
it's about I think it's about a day journey almost.
I don't know. I don't know if I'm willing to walk
Most
down the
likely-
street.
We'll most likely have to engage enemy forces on the way.
Yeah, I'm not willing to walk down the street with my pants down for an extra 3 hours. If you would have told me it was 6 or 10, I might feel differently. But
How damaged is our mechs currently speaking? How damaged is the Warhammer?
The Warhammer is pretty intact. It's the Wolfhound you need to worry about.
I
Indeed.
have a
What you got, Sandstorm?
question. Sandstrom.
Sandstrom.
Thank you. Jesus
Guy.
Christ. Guy, thanks. Right.
Well, you just got a new pilot handle, Sandstorm.
Okay. So, I mean, do they know that we're the ones causing it, or do they think we're part of? Do they know it's this mercenary group, or do they think?
We don't know yet. Currently.
Well, if we run away, and they all get captured, especially whatever his name is, the leader bloke who hired you to do this job, then eventually that will get out.
Probably.
They're talking about running back to the dropship so we can all leave.
Yes.
Yeah, but
We're
if
not
you-
really concerned about them finding out it was us. That's something we can't prevent anyway.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
And if I get stuck on planet, I have ways to get out.
No, you don't.
I can call favor. I
No,
do,
no, you
right?
can't. You've indicated several times you're not a member of the Yakuza. You
No,
were
but
extremely explicit about that.
Yeah, no.
Yes, you were.
Family favors, like they pulled with the freaking Malfoy's family.
You mean that dude that you killed and left his body?
I didn't kill him. I didn't kill him.
But you shot him. You definitely 100%
You
shot
mean you didn't kill him? You shot him outside of a tent and buried him in a shallow grave in the wilderness.
No one knows he's dead. No one knows he's dead.
Point
I'm
being,
talking
you
about
still
the
killed the guy.
No
No
one
one may
knows
know, but you still
No one
killed
here
him.
knows him. Knows it. No one here knows I did it.
I mean, I have a way out of this too. I just walk into the woods and live like a mountain man for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
All right.
I just become
Alright,
John
Dave
Rambo.
And every time
I think priority we're trying to be we need to figure out how to get Howler's senses back in check. Figure out what's going on there.
Because
Hopefully get
what is our point here? What are we doing? Sorry, I'm being stupid, but
we're trying to figure out how exactly we want to get out of the situation alive.
but
Yeah.
what is- no,
So
but
Baron's
what
just
is-
like,
what are
look,
we
my
hired
good
to
man.
do?
We are currently at a factory located several kilometers away from our dropships that we need to get off the planet. We have the goods that our client and your employer has generously provided us money to steal from this factory and ship back. The question is, how long do we stay here repairing our mechs and loading things before we can head home? If we go without repairing the mechs, we put ourselves at risk. And if we repair the mechs, we take a lot of time and we could end up having far, far more forces to face.
Either way, it's a risky risk.
I think we've lost English as well.
Yeah.
It could happen.
My tactical recommendation is we go with Baron's original estimate. We salvage and repair. We march out of here in force, fully mission capable, and we're just going to have to put our trust in our combat capabilities to get us back to the dropship. We've done well enough so far. We've taken a little bit of a beating, but nothing that can't be patched up here in the next 12 hours. We'll move out rested and fully armored, and just take what comes as it comes.
Well, we could always.
We've literally kicked the shit out of everything that's come at us.
I mean,
and
we could
I'm
always.
not particularly worried about the Atlas either.
I'm worried
we
about
could always-
everything else along with the Atlas.
I'm not.
We could always just repair the necessary things that need.
That's
repairing.
we still need to salvage for the repair the necessary things is the problem. Currently, we need to get Howler back into.
All right, so we need to do
Mindset.
cameras. I need Pondo, Rad, and Sid to turn their cameras off and then on in that order. I think Rad, you went too soon.
Pondo, Rad, Sid. No?
Yeah,
Okay.
you went before Pondo. You jumped the gun. You're back, Rad. Give us that camera.
Sorry about that. Just router reset.
So
Yeah, that's
currently,
right. Excalibur Ascending did a pretty good job of wrecking face on Solaris.
it took me forever just to figure out how to get to the fight.
That was a very different Lance of Mechs, though.
That's
that
true,
Atlas
but it was
fighting.
3 1-on-1 fights, and he did amazing.
Yeah. It was
Yeah,
very, now,
I picked the crappiest mech to go in that room. I thought it was going to be a bigger area for there.
Anyway,
You just hear another
think-
beer can open.
What does the
I-
route look like? Like, what's the recon on the return route?
I think
The
it's just
return
straight
route's the
path.
same way you've been going back and forth.
Yeah.
It's a
Oh yeah, shit. Sorry, I forgot. Well, sorry, I had to translate it to English.
Sorry, our path. Or
it's the same way we've been going, right?
what does
yes,
it
the
look
same
like?
way you've been going.
Geographically.
Yeah,
What- is it
geographically,
open
you're
field?
heading
Is it forest? Is it
west
what
to
does it look like?
east. It is open field, more or less, with some rolling
it's-
hills and forests.
So it's,
when you get
it's
closer to the
largely
city.
open sight
Kinda-
lines, though, which
Yes.
play to our advantage
Yes.
So kind of like the first map that we did when we got here.
against
right?
Yep.
Eric. Okay.
Kind
So-
of not that. Okay, good.
Again, we need to get our Wolfhound back in service, which means figuring out what the hell happened to Howler.
Okay. You keep saying that.
I mean, I keep saying that because I mean it's pretty much
Then
nothing else that we can do at the moment besides let
Then
Baron
let's
do his
go
thing.
While I go try and tend to medicals.
Yes. I don't know if there's anything I could try to research to see what the hell that old Kenneth Cross has to throw at us besides that damn Atlas.
I mean, I don't make decisions, so I've given my recommendation to my boss, and Valkyrie is standing there too. So I'm just waiting to hear what the orders are for me to execute them. at this point.
Yeah, like the entire bridge staff is just looking at all of you talking constantly with some level of amusement.
I'm just standing there drinking.
I just give my recommendation straight to Valkyrie, and then I'm done talking.
Somewhere during this discussion, someone comes on the bridge who hadn't been there previously. It's Melissa Acheron, the pilot of the dropship. And she just walks up to the captain, standing in front of him as a hologram, and is just like, give him a communicator and let me talk to Alavi.
Is this Prince?
Yep.
Okay, you hadn't used her. I don't. It's
Yep.
probably been a
Melissa,
while since
yeah.
you've been in
It's probably been a really long time since I called her anything but
I
Prince.
was like, okay,
Because
so
she
it's
prefers
Prince.
to be called Prince rather than Melissa.
Well, Howler calls her Melissa all the time.
Yeah.
Whenever he's talking.
Yep. And she's usually pissed off when he does.
I give Murder 6 the nod, like, yep, do that.
Very well.
So Valkyrie turns to Murder 6 as well, and is just like, Captain, you're in field command of the unit. You're there. You're on the ground. What are we doing? And stop drinking alcohol. You've been physically injured, and you've been in 2 fights in 2 days. This is ridiculous.
I take it from him and I finish it in a single swig.
Do you remember when my father ran this unit? We were somewhat professional.
I smacked both of them behind the head.
I walk out. If you smack me in the head, I'm going to punch you in the face.
I mean, that's one of the things where
I'm
they
just
both
shaking
turn.
my head.
With the beer can fist.
While this is happening, Genie Pie has pulled out his smartphone and is just taking selfies with your holograms beating the shit out of each other.
After I'm done, like, I walk off.
All right, I'm going to.
We have to get to Howler, so let's deal with him. In the meantime, get started repairing the mechs. Once that's finished, we'll do what we can to load up what we can get and get the hell out of here.
After that, I want to see if there's anything I could probably find out what the hell we might be facing with Kenneth Cross's company coming
All
into
right,
effect.
you're going to contact your intelligence officer, Genie Pie, and work with them to figure out what's in that dropship?
Possibly speaking, yeah.
All right, so let me figure out what everybody's doing.
Now, before I do this, is there
boy.
any sort of negative effect that they could figure out it's us?
Yeah.
Has anyone seen Rapier?
When you say that, everybody looks confused. The dropship's crew is like, I thought he was with you.
Oh.
He's probably fine. It's no big deal. Maybe, hopefully.
Someone please find out where the hell he is.
Should probably really call that guy, to be honest.
Oh. I
All
think
right.
I just figured out who
So,
nabbed.
what are the chances of that happening that they could just figure out? Is there like just a random...
I mean, if you're
sort of
like looking
computer-
on the internet, they could backhack you, you know, inject some SQL
Well, I
code
mean, could I
into
use
your
like
servers.
just a
and-
computer that's in the facility, essentially?
Yeah. And if they detect the access there, they're going to send someone by the facility.
Which you already know is already taken over by.
Yeah.
Look, there's always a risk. If you're going to do something, something could happen.
It's never consequence free.
So let me figure out what everybody's doing. Sandstrom is going to help repair the mechs and try to get everything loaded faster, correct? All right. Goldstag, you're doing medical services on all your fellow pilots.
Mm-hmm.
Heavy 7, what are you doing?
He's just gonna go back to he will suffer whatever medical treatment has to come his way, but other than that, he's just secluding himself in his room. He's thrown a fit wherever he's at.
All right. So
He doesn't want anything to do with anyone. He's not doing.
you're going to
anything.
sleep then, or at least rest during
Yeah,
your...
I'm
Okay.
gonna get whatever medical treatment is required for me to get, and I'm just gonna rest.
All right. Murder 6,
Forward.
what are you doing?
Gonna deal with Howler.
All right. Bandido, what are you doing? You're looking up...
I'm trying
enemy-
to think. Would it be a computer's role to check?
Probably security systems.
I probably shouldn't attempt that then.
There's only security systems, electronical and mechanical.
Well, I'm injured.
It would most likely.
Yeah,
be.
no, I'm not going to attempt that. I'll go help out. I'll go with Captain and see Howler.
All right. Let's start with medical. I'm going to need you to make a general doctoring surgical roll to see if you can get everyone in the unit back up and fighting.
Okay.
To be clear, this isn't going to clear anybody's hitboxes, but if you fail, someone is going to be too injured to fight.
Okay, I am at a roll benefit of a 3 because I'm damaged by 2.
But that sucks real bad.
Don't you have a? What's your med tech?
My med tech, that is med tech general. That's the same as my surgery.
I mean, is it 5? Don't you have like a med tech thing or something that gives you a +1 to those rolls or something? I don't remember.
My medical kit. Yeah, I have that.
Is it a 5 and then you lose 2, then +1, so it's 3, or is it just?
No, it'll be 4 if I use
4?
the medical.
Okay.
It's just the medical kit.
All right, make your roll. You need
So
10. Sorry,
8.
10.
Or 10.
You're good.
Bam!
All right.
Rushed it.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
You, as a surgical resident, are capable of getting a unit of people with boo-boos back on the battlefield.
Ass Man would be so
Boo-boos.
impressed if they were here.
Some montage of just
Hey,
putting band-aids on people.
He's like trying to bandage himself at the same time while putting
had-
other bandages.
I have had 8 years of it is 7 years of medical experience in character
All right,
because
Sandstrom.
Yeah.
You need to hit a 9 on mechanics, and you have a +4. What are you doing to these mechs in order to help repair and salvage them faster?
So I'm gonna just so critical systems and critical areas are probably the place I'm gonna concentrate on.
All right, yeah.
So
So
if
you're like
something- if some-
hauling fusion engines out of mechs. Baron's next to you, and he's just like, I have several PhDs, and I went to the University of Atreus on Atreus. What are your qualifications?
I'll have oil all over my face, and I'll just and over my hands, and go.
I work.
I fix mechs.
Oh, I fix mechs.
Oh, I was halfway expecting to. Yeah, I worked at my papa's mech mechanical company back when I was a little boy.
So yeah, he just nods to that, and he's like, very good. That's good enough for me. You fix mechs.
Thank you, thank you very much. Most appreciated.
It's like the equivalent of a professional painter
So how
being
much
covered
did
in
these-
paint.
How much did these not PDFs? How much did these PhDs cost you then?
Well, I'm a baron, so I don't remember. Some paltry sum.
Did you go? Cool. What schools were they?
I
again,
understand
sorry?
several people have things called student loans. I don't really get the concept.
It's like, I paid my tuition with my pocket money.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I just assume he just bought the fucking PhD.
Oh,
It's
no,
just
listen.
Bought the school, you know.
Yeah. No, he puts his hand on his shoulder and says, whenever I walk into a room, I'm basically the smartest fucking person in it.
Oh, okay.
about back.
Daddy built a couple of research buildings on the university. Everything was fine.
You just heard from somewhere far in the facility about mechs, that is, but nothing else.
Probably about a lot of other
There's a
things,
reason I
perhaps.
don't play poker with Goldstag.
It's like, my IQ is higher than your
We
intelligence
can't-
score.
We can't tell if it's
It's like 600.
So do I need to do a roll or anything?
Yes, you have
Yes,
to
yep.
roll.
You need to get at least a 5 on the die. You have a +4 and you hit a 9.
to roll 2d6.
If you fail, you will instead bungle your way and slow the process down. That is a 7. All right, yeah, you get in there. As is traditional, you strip down your jumpsuit down to the waist level, just muscle shirt. You have a giant wrench that you're turning on stuff while it plays Hot Blooded. Check in to see.
Raining Men plays.
Yeah, Raining Men.
Hang on.
No, that plays as
hang
he's
on,
just like
that's-
throwing random scrap parts out.
That's-
That's 7 plus 4.
That's an
That's-
American.
That's
Perhaps an
11.
American. An English edition would be cup of tea in hand. Yeah, I'll get to it in a minute.
Perfect.
Slow motion showers of sparks are bouncing off of your oiled body as you nonsensically just hit metal with a hammer for no
So
apparent reason.
Sandstrom, while you're working, the chief Aztec of their unit comes up to you and he's like, "Oh, hello.
Hello there. Hello there,
No one's
son."
ever talked to me before." I always keep trying to talk to these Mechwarriors, but they never talk back to me. It's so weird.
Like, well, that's a really weird way to start a conversation. I don't know where to go from here. No wonder they don't talk to you.
It's like they pretend I don't exist or something.
That's where you say that's nice and walk off.
Oh, I thought you were someone else.
Is there a radio? Have I got? Is there like a two? Like
Yeah, there's a radio if you want to just pick one up.
I want to pick up the radio. Oh, good. What's the medic called?
Gold Stag.
Gold Stag. I think I might be having a hallucination.
Yeah, I got it. Yep, you're just like everyone else in the unit, and you don't even work for us. Go fuck yourself. He just gets disgusted and walks away.
What's the common denominator in all of these interactions? It's you, buddy.
I don't think I've ever actually had a
No, I'm doing this as a comedic thing. We've never talked about any of the Aztecs in your unit, but there is a chief Aztec.
They're just like Oompa Loompas, man. They're all
No,
on the
they're
back
not.
all the time.
I mean, I'll talk to him if
They're the guys who load your ammunition. You
They just
better be
sing
best friends
songs.
with
They
them.
sing songs about morality while they work on our.
If
mechs.
you want me to talk to him, I'll talk to him.
I mean, if you want to talk to him, you could talk to
Yeah,
him.
I'll
If you
talk
don't-
to him.
All right,
He's
so
just mostly doing as a joke.
yeah, he's walking away, but
I go, hey, buddy, it's only a joke. Fuck me.
oh, well, you know, sometimes it feels like no one can hear me talking.
I can hear you talking.
That's
The name's
some awesome
Garcia.
shit right there.
Off in the
Sorry,
distance, you just
what
hear a
was-
guy go, "What?"
What's your name, son?
Diego Garcia, Chief Aztec.
God
Crow's
damn it,
black.
this
Well,
accent.
Diego, I'm
I know who you are.
Fuck Oh, okay.
Victor, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's nice to have someone to talk to a background character like me.
Hmm.
Not for much.
You good with your hands?
Yeah, I'm an Aztec. Well, that's assistant tech. It's pretty much all we do is move things around with our hands.
Oh, really? Do
Yeah.
you want to give me a hand on this?
Yeah, sure. So listen, you've been with these guys for a little while. I just wanted your professional evaluation as a fellow person who works on mechs. They're all fucking crazy, right?
I think you have to be pretty crazy to get into a mech in the first place, don't you?
Well, I mean, yeah, this seems like the good life, you know?
Maybe. I don't know.
I mean, you get into a mech as well, so I guess you're included in that category.
Possibly. But yeah, I think we're all a bit crazy, really.
No, I think I'm good.
No? You don't think everyone, yeah, I mean, no one talks to you. Perhaps they think you're crazy.
You make an excellent point.
I'm gonna go home and drink heavily and rethink my life.
No one offered him death sticks.
Do cigarettes exist in Mechwarrior?
Oh, yeah, cigarettes
Oh, yeah.
definitely exist here, my friend. He, like, pulls one out and offers it to you.
Yeah, I'll take it.
All right, make sure not to get any of the ash on that yellow labeled box. That's definitely flammable and explosive.
I'm probably flammable at the moment.
Just how tossed are you, mate?
But, I'm a mechanic. We don't burn that easily.
Well, I mean, part of the problem is that tomorrow you're going to be in a mech, so you should probably not be drunk or high or on fire. It's not like my life depends on you defending this convoy or anything.
And
My
what, you
life
just-
depends on you defending the convoy. I'm on the convoy.
Do you, what do they do? Sorry, what do you guys do? You just load the ammo?
Yeah, we load the trucks,
that's-
we load the mechs, then we hop on the trucks and ride them back to the dropship.
Oh, that is a very important job. I mean, if you weren't loading the ammo, they'd have like nothing to fire. Do you know? what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, also we put armor plates on, and we
Oh,
aren't
well,
like,
then you can help me with.
replacement.
You can definitely help me with this, then, can't you?
yeah, I'm standing right next to you.
Well, yes, obviously, but I'll throw him a wrench.
Okay.
Do something.
All right. Bandido, what were you doing again?
I was going to go research a thing, but I realized that'd probably not be a good idea in my current condition.
All right.
So I was just going to join the captain and go checking up on Howler.
All right, then we cut to Heavy 7 drinking alone in his room.
He's just angry drinking, like staring at
so
the wall.
just be clear, this
like-
is like a factory where someone has set up a hammock for him.
Yeah, that's exactly what I imagine.
It's like a salaryman's office.
He's already got like 4 empty beer cans like at his feet. He's got another one in his hand.
All of them are labeled Sapporo.
He's like, this is what I get. This is what I get for thinking that I could be the soldier, be young, Butch McGurk, Mr. Professional, lead by example. And what happens, right? This pirate kid that I've taken under my wing and changed everything about my life and how I live it in order to facilitate him being a decent person, has lost his shit. My boss is now a pill-popping drunkard. Bandido still can't shut his fucking mouth every time anybody has anything important to talk about. The doctor thinks that he could just be, he's my friend and he could just be handsy with me. Like, I have gone so fucking soft that everything in this unit is just turned into a big, flabby, stinking piece of shit. And I'm left with these fucking disgusting kale milkshakes. Like, this has been the worst, like, 4 months of my life. Like, this is a fucking travesty.
Someone sets a hot dog and whiskey down on the table in front of you.
They just appear because I don't even notice that they're there. He's so lost in his angry inner
It's like, is that
inner monologue.
or
I
is
mean, I
that
assumed this was an inner
vocalization?
monologue. I assumed it was an outer monologue.
Oh, yeah,
You
it
were
could be out loud,
monologuing
too.
out loud.
So he's kind of startled a little bit, and he looks up to see who it is.
It's Rapier.
Oh, thank God he wasn't the one captured. Jesus Christ. Okay, all right. And I just look at him angrily, and I'm like,
Sounds like you're having a rough time.
yeah, I am. And he starts to eat the hot dog, also angrily.
How do you angrily eat
But
a
he just
about that?
It's just kind of a round hot dog, in his mouth while he chews. He's like, he just kind of mutters out. He's like, glad you're back. That's kind of all he has. That's all he has words for at the moment. And he continues to drink and eat his hot dog.
Is it a brioche bun or non-brioche bun? I don't know. I don't like brioche buns personally.
I don't know. It's whatever he has, I guess. I'm eating his pocket dog. Probably came directly out of Rapier's pocket. He's like, here's my pocket hot dog.
None of that is true. He's just like, do you need to talk? I'm also a grizzled veteran warrior. As he says that, he shifts the rapier on his belt.
He does the thing where, like, he tries to lean against the wall, but it's not there, so he doesn't know what to do with his hands to, like, look cool. And just ends up kind of... Butch is just like, I don't know, man. I don't know what to do with these people. I've tried being me. They didn't like that. I've tried being somebody else. They didn't like that. It's fucking... If I feel like somebody has to be a drunk asshole. So when I stopped being a drunk asshole, everyone else turned into some drunk, some assholes. So I don't know what the right answer is anymore. And now this fucking kid is I don't know, he's lost his goddamn mind. He's not even fit to serve anymore, right? The one mission after we signed him to this contract and invest, never mind what the unit's invested in him. I mean, I'm invested in him. I've invested all this time and effort and energy and trying to be this role model, and it's all turned out to be a big steaming pile of bullshit from the start. And I'm angry at myself for being too stupid to not have seen it earlier.
So Rapier hops up on the table and turns to look at you and is just like, I think you're pinning a lot of hopes on a kid who's not even 18 yet, who lived his entire life as a pirate killing people.
You say that, but
I'm not saying that this kid should have ever been leading a lance, right?
Did you go to a military academy? What kind of training did you have?
He says, well, look, I thought about signing up quite a few times.
All right. Look, I get it. But yeah, you've lived the life. You know as well as I do that I know he hasn't been doing this very long and he's had a shitty life up to this point. But 6 months of initial military training to include 2 combat tours changes who you are. I don't care if it's only 6 months and you've been your own person for 17 years. It was enough to change me when I was a stupid teenager, and apparently I was not enough to change him. Now that I'm the one running the show. So, I mean, I failed. I failed him. I failed myself.
I'm not going to disagree with that. You definitely failed him. But allow me to allow you a counterpoint. I think that kid's like a knot, all balled up. Sometimes people lose it in combat. Maybe he doesn't have what it takes to be a mech warrior. Maybe he does, and he just has to vent sometimes. It's not the first time I've seen someone on the battlefield go crazy and just start murdering people. I carry a rocket launcher on the back of a motorcycle.
Yeah, you do. I say as I take another bite out of hot dog.
I've seen this life before, and I think you're putting a lot of pressure on this kid.
I don't know that I'm putting any pressure on him.
Someone's putting pressure on the kid. It sounds to me, McGurk, and I know a little bit about you because I've played poker with you twice, that you're putting a lot of pressure on yourself. You're holding yourself up to a standard. And I think the root of your problems is the captain. What an asshole. Someone needs to get him off the pills, for real.
I don't understand it.
He gets way worse at poker when he is taking those pills. Just
I don't understand.
Literally the worst poker player ever. I have made so much money off of him.
You know, he was...
Now, don't get me wrong, he was bad before, but he's horrible now.
He's just a kid, but in the war, he was... You know, he was like the only junior officer that had his shit together, and I was happy to be paired with him. You know, I wasn't happy at first, but he was. I'm
surprised you've ever been happy.
He was. he was open-minded. He was trainable. He cared about his troops first. He was mission-oriented, and ever since then, this mercenary unit. I don't know. I don't know what it is about this place, what it is about this unit that just it attracts the worst people and the good people. No,
you're all assholes.
The good people that it attracts, it turns into assholes. Like I came
here. Yeah, I'm completely immune to it, but pretty much the rest of you.
You and me, we came here assholes, and we're gonna leave here assholes.
He's like, whoa. Look, I may have several warrants out for my arrest on certain jurisdictions, but
call it what you want, okay? But Harridan wasn't an asshole when he got here, and now he is. And I don't know if I should be blaming myself or the unit or goddamn Bandido.
I think it's the mercenary life. I mean, we're always one step ahead of debt. Kill people for a living. People around us are dying constantly.
There's 3 types of people in this world. That's what I'm picturing in my head. This conversation has become.
I don't know. I don't know what the right answer is anymore. This is the first time in my life I've felt like I don't know what the right answer is. I've always felt like I've known what the right answer was. So I'm a little lost at this point.
So he reaches behind his back and puts another hot dog in front of you.
I eat it too. Not as vigorously though. He's calmed down some at this point.
Here's what I think. There's something this unit lacks critically.
Skill?
None of you ever have sex. Everybody lost it. Look. Everyone on the cast lost it. It was amazing.
Butch just immediately looks at him in the face for the first time, and he's like, let me stop you right there. I appreciate the hot dogs. Truly.
I'm not making an offer to you, asshole.
Okay, thank God.
You're not my type.
Good to know.
No, it's not good. Look, all I'm saying is...
Presumably Howler was. And look at him now. He's locked in a fucking janitor closet.
He's just like, who knows what goes on between the two of them. I don't know which one of them wears the pants or if there's any pants involved at all. But y'all have been tense as fuck ever since we got off the pleasure planet.
That's fair.
It was literally called Kukin's Pleasure Pit. The only planet where prostitution is legal, so I think Pleasure Planet's a pretty good descriptor. And as I recall, none of you there were out getting laid either, except for you.
I'm a man of extremes. Maybe that's my problem.
Yeah, there were several scenes where you were walking around in the background with women.
In one of the scenes where Bandido was actually, got pulled up by some of the mafia, and
What I'm saying is, you might want to take your guys out and get them to relax every once in a while. They're pretty high strung.
I guess that means I have to spend time with them.
Yeah, well, I think you need to spend time with the captain and get him to stop doing the drugs.
not that Bandido's
Look,
been.
I'll tell you what. Let's switch. I'll look after the kid, and you look after the other kid.
He gives Rapier a long, hard look, like
Rapier gives you a long, hard look.
fine.
He puts his hand on the hilt of his rapier, like you're gonna try something.
He finally stands up. He stands up looking at Rapier as he puts his hand on his hilt. And he takes a menacing step forward and then holds his right hand out to shake on it, like, fine.
He does immediately, too.
Shake hand with him, and I'm like, fine. I wish you better luck than I did, because
I'm not drinking any fucking kale.
Yeah. Well,
Pulls out 2 beers, and he's like, fuck kale.
yeah, fuck him. I fucking cheers him on that. But then as I drink, I mutter to myself, I'm like, yeah, but my 5K time's never been better.
then he goes, don't need a good 5K time when you've got a Vespa.
Isn't that a scooter?
It is.
Yes.
Didn't we upgrade him to a dirt bike?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, Vespa, huh? Are you sure you weren't just trying to have sex with me? 'Cause
Wow. Wow, Rad. Holy shit. Come on now. Come on.
all right. I'm good. We can fade to black.
Yeah.
That seems like a good place to end it.
We fade back in to Murder 6 and Bandido. Outside of a janitor's closet.
Now, this is a classic case of mercenary life gone nuts. All right, sir. You may not be familiar with. Actually, you're probably really familiar with it. Do you have? I check him real quick, see if he has any more pills in his possession.
Do you have any more pills in your possession?
No.
He does not.
Okay.
Do I tell him on a bluff? Could like you did.
So
with me.
let's take this nice and easy, as well as we can. It's a common case. Happens to a lot of mercenary folk, and well, former pirate to mercenary folk. And I believe we're supposed to just give him there's like communicator that his girlfriend has or something. Is that right?
She's got a communicator, and she's just asked that you give him a communicator so she can talk to him.
Okay.
But it sounds like you guys have come here to talk to him instead.
We'll figure out how that. We'll let the girlfriend talk to him, see how that goes. Then
It's like we're just standing there facing the door, and then I just turn and look at Bandido like I'm just now noticing him. You talk more than you used to, you know that? And I open the door.
So is your pupils dilated? Oh wait, I can't tell because you got robot eyes. Damn it!
I go in.
He immediately comes to attention. He looks like shit. Kind of looks like he's been fighting for 2 days straight.
Oh, dear God, son. Sit the fuck down. What are you doing?
That's a good sign, though. At least he's not foaming at the mouth.
I'll lean up against the wall and cross my arms and stare at him for a few moments.
Yeah, he just stares ahead.
Sit down.
Still,
Yeah, he's sitting.
is he just tensed up still?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Shaking slightly.
So, in your own time, perhaps maybe tell us what happened.
Just getting revenge, sir. That's
Fun
the
news.
mech that killed our pilot.
Ah,
Do you understand where you went wrong?
Is that a trick question, sir?
No?
I don't think I went wrong at all.
You don't think you went wrong? You don't think you went wrong by abandoning your lance mates to brutalize a fallen mech, ignoring all orders, counter, you refuse to respond to Heavy 7. You put your lance mates in danger, you threaten their lives, you threaten your own life. You don't think you went wrong.
Sir, I was following the mercenary code.
Is that part of the mercenary code revenge? This is out of character question.
Yes, I mean, yeah, basically. They put one of your guys in the ground.
Here's
Son, there's a thing called time, manner, and place. And what you did there, I understand, may have felt good in the moment, but what you were doing was endangering yourself, and it was endangering everyone else as well. Now,
Sir,
go
if
on.
I might speak. Very well. We had wrapped up the enemy lance. There was no chance of the Warhammer keeping up with the rest of the unit. I made a decision to intimidate our enemy and get a piece of satisfaction.
You made no decision of any kind. You lost control.
When you say that, he snaps to look forward again.
Am I wrong?
No answer.
Answer me honestly. Am I wrong? Were you in complete control? You know, you had a lot of people worried about you. You realize that, don't you?
I'm fine, sir. Just needed some time to calm down.
I can understand that. There's a lot of people here that are still very upset over what you did. You disobeyed orders.
Sir, technically I had no orders to the contrary.
Yeah, because you refused to even communicate with your superiors. Isn't that correct?
There's no response.
Here's the thing about lose control like you did. It's not great. I understand there's a lot of things about revenge, putting your someone puts your man in the ground, you put them in the ground. I understand, been a mercenary all my life. Words I've heard all my life. All it does is causes problems. Causes a lot of problems, causes a lot of dysfunction in the command line. Thing is, you are the command line for that lance, or were. If by chance the other two mechs came in to attack you, you would have left you and your lance mate vulnerable. It's a shame that we lost the pilot that we did, but it happens. It's part of the job. It happens. Just be happy that we all made it all right as well as we did. Remain in control. We're not out of this yet. Once we do, we'll mourn when we mourn if we'd like. We still need you in control. We still need to be mentally ready to get through this day, because this is going to be a long day tomorrow with a lot of things coming our way.
Understood.
I think at this point I just hand him the communicator.
Can I get back to my mech, sir?
Take some time to relax. Worry about that tomorrow.
I think you should apologize to Heavy 7. He was quite worried about you, you know. He cares about you. Right
Hands
now,
the communicator. Back to Bandido.
Right now, I'm not entirely certain why, but he does.
Wait, hand the communicator
You should
back?
respect that.
Wait, you said you hand the communicator back?
Yes.
I think Prince wants to talk to you, so
I need to work on my mech.
You can work on your mech after you talk to them.
Is that an order, sir?
Yes, it is.
Understood. Snatches the communicator away from Bandido and starts storming down towards the office room where Heavy 7's at. What do the two of you do? You gonna follow him?
Just look at him and say, well, that's not over.
oh, of course not. It's It's a teenage boy in a mech suit. That's not You know, sir, we're going up to Kenneth. We're probably going to face Kenneth Cross tomorrow, right?
Indeed.
I can't guarantee you what might happen with me when I see that son of a bitch.
I can understand that, but there's one thing I know. I can have a lot more faith in you than I can that boy right now.
Bandido's literally like, I'm about to pull a howler on you, and you're like, no, it's cool.
I will reiterate, sir. I can't guarantee you what may happen if I see that son of a bitch.
I know.
I'll do my damnedest.
I know. It's one thing you have to understand, Bandito. Sometimes you just have to have faith in your lancemates. You know what Howler did was wrong. You know it's unacceptable. And I trust you to do the right thing.
Okay. Just as backup, use a taser, shoot in the communicator. I'll probably knock my senses. Maybe. I don't know. I may not even give a damn about that thing anymore.
No, you don't have immunity to tasers.
I mean, it's going to happen regardless.
I mean, he may have
No.
emotional immunity to
I'm
tasers.
sorry, Pondo, but you know...
Emotional immunity to tasers, not complete immunity. It's
Okay,
not
you might be emotionally immune to them, but you'll physically be flopping around on the floor.
Yes, no, physically it's
Like
a
a
different
fish.
story. Emotionally is... I'm pretty much jaded that shit nowadays.
Hell, I've seen people freaking shrug off freaking high-grade pepper spray.
I love that chat's like, wouldn't a medic have mental health training? And I'm just imagining Goldstag acting as a psychiatrist in his unit. I just keep snapping back to where he murdered a guy in the middle of the forest.
No wonder everybody's so fucked in the head.
No one's ever come to me to talk about it.
Yeah, well, no one ever will. Don't worry.
Don't worry, we all just want to pretend like it didn't happen.
Yeah, I'm not a freaking psychiatrist. I'm a full-blown medic.
I feel like people just go to Ask Man if they need, counseling.
Yep,
Most likely.
that's scary too.
He's a hospital doctor. He's a
He's a
hospital
real
doctor.
doctor.
He has a bedside manner. My character has a doctorate, so he's a real doctor as well.
Well, you said Assman has bedside manners?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a hospital doctor.
Look, he's like the Robin Williams of this show.
I believe
okay?
he straight up injected you with drugs to knock you out so he can work on you.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Pretty sure we helped with that, too.
Yeah, he's like a doctor from MASH, basically.
Yeah, he was.
All
right, so we cut to Heavy 7 and Rapier drinking. The door is kicked open, and Rapier just gets up and leaves. He's like, well, thought that was coming. Heavy 7 is just standing in the doorway.
That was literally not the deal that we just shook on.
Good luck.
Way to abandon your wingman.
I just look at him and I wait for him to speak.
He looks at you, waits for you to speak.
He's loving the air.
This is going to go on for a while.
What?
Sir?
What's your deal?
I've been ordered to apologize, sir.
All right, well, that's why you're here?
Yes, sir. I am sorry that I've let you down.
No, I'm sorry that I've let you down. Have you talked to Prince yet?
I have not. I have been ordered to communicate with her. Yeah, so you're just standing there, sweating slowly. It's gleaming in the low light of the room. The two of you are just staring at each other.
What do you want to happen?
I'd like to get back on the dropship with everyone tomorrow.
And then what? How long is your contract with this unit that you just signed?
1 year.
What do you want to spend that year doing?
Mechwarrioring.
Okay. Do you understand that if what happened today happens again, you'll probably never sit in another mech warrior in this unit again?
Yes.
Do you understand that? Do you understand that the next time you sit in a cockpit, there's a good chance that Shinjin will be telling you what to do and not the other way around? Have you thought about that? I'm guessing by the blank look on your face that you have not yet thought about that.
Yeah, he just continues to stare at you.
Yeah. Okay. Look, I don't own you for a year. This unit does. I can't speak for what they're going to do to you or have you do within that year. Only you have any control over that. I've been killing people and having people try to kill me since before you were squirted into your mama's belly. I understand the stress that happens on the battlefield. So it's over. It's done. If you want to go work off your stress by hammering away on your mech, fine. I don't care. If you want to talk to your girlfriend, talk to her. If you just want to call her up and be mad while you talk to her and not have a girlfriend when you get back to the dropship, that's fine too. But I would take a couple of deep breaths and maybe spend some time before you make that phone call. Because if it goes anything like this conversation is going right now, where I talk to a blank face, it's not going to be your girlfriend anymore, buddy. So I want you to think about the relationships that you've established here over the last 6 months, or fill in whatever the amount of months has been. And if you're going to go work on your mech, go work on your mech. But you need to get your head right before you talk to anybody here that matters to you. Because right now, it's not the conversation that I want to have with you. All I'm telling you is, I get it. You did what you did. But it can't happen again. And you just need to go do whatever you have to go do to get right. You've told me what you want to happen. The onus is on you for that to happen. I tried to do my part, and I'm sorry I didn't do it well enough. I played the games. I got healthy. I tried to be the example, and it wasn't enough. I was not able to be the mentor and leader that you needed in order to be fully mission capable. And that responsibility is solely on me. I can't be mad at you for what happened. I can only be upset with myself. You are my responsibility, and I failed you. So your apology is not needed. You disobeyed direct orders on a battlefield when you failed to communicate with your superior officers. Harridan and Valkyrie will deal with that. You're not under my direct command. I don't have any professional consequences for you. The only consequences for me and you is the health and relationship of our friendship. So if that's important to you over the next year while you spend time with this unit and beyond, then, reconcile that in your head before you come and talk to me again. Then he just turns around because he's done talking.
Yeah. As you turn around, he says, "Sir."
I turn back around.
I am sorry. You do not bear responsibility for my actions.
Maybe you just haven't been around here long enough to understand that that's how it works. If one of your mech warriors and your lance fails to perform at the level that you have trained them, whose responsibility is that? As
Mine.
A leader.
That's why I was out there every day training them, and now they're all dead.
Is that what this is about? Here I am eating pocket hot dogs from Rapier and drinking hot beer because you failed me. Do you see the difference in our coping mechanisms? I am coping off of the battlefield. You coped with your issues on the battlefield. That's the difference. If you want to come to my room and get trashed together after a fight when we're mourning lost friends and fellow soldiers and subordinates, then come to my room and let's get trashed. But don't fucking lose it on the battlefield.
Yes, sir. I will endeavor to eat pocket hot dogs in the future.
All right, well, Rapier's going to be keeping an eye on you because, like you, I'm not doing so hot post-battle. So you can still come and see me, but I don't know that I'm going to be the font of fatherly wisdom that I have been.
Do you two need to get a room? Because that's what it sounds like.
Do you just show up out of the side?
You just poke your head in.
Damn it.
The chief Aztec walks by and he's like, "Don't worry about it. They can't see us."
Is that a ghost talking?
So that's it. If he doesn't have any...
Bandido, did you just react to me?
Am I there? I guess I'm there now.
Yeah, I assumed you and
Sir, did you hear
Harridan were
something
waiting
talk?
around the corner. Oh,
Kids are
hey,
like,
you finally
actually,
acknowledged my presence.
I was gonna go seek out what was his mate's name?
Shinji.
Shinji. I was
Yep,
gonna talk to him.
Shinji Yukikaze. All right. Yeah, Shinji is working on his Warhammer. I assume Sandstrom's there in the background also working on the Warhammer.
Yeah.
I think I'm just going to go off and...
Diego Garcia.
Sir, I'll leave it be. I'm going to go see what I can dig up on
I'm just working on my
Kenneth
Warhammer.
Cross's crap.
So I can help myself. I'm really sorry.
Sorry, where were you going, Bandido?
Probably computer or something. See if I can do like minimum amount of looking around, like promotional videos, stuff like that, to see what may be
Oh,
possible.
good. Excellent. So you are hacking the computer system.
Oh, am I hacking the computer system?
No, don't worry. I'll
Yeah.
come back to this in a minute. It's very
You probably
important.
have to hack
He's-
it to actually get into
He's
the-
actually on iMovie putting together like a promo video for the competing company that he's going to start, that he's going to use to take Kenneth Cross out of business.
Gray's Graves.
Yeah.
They offer training in taser resistance.
Build up your taser immunity today.
Go ahead and do what.
Yeah,
every
so
day.
Sandstrom, Shinji, and Diego are all lowering an armor plate back onto the Warhammer. Someone's got like a bolt gun and shoop, putting that shit straight in.
Yeah, I'll flag him down.
So he rides a rope ladder down. He's just like, "Sir,
Just wanted to ask you what your thoughts were on what happened today with the kid."
I was alarmed when he stopped answering communication. It was unusual for him.
Are you
Recently,
coping?
he's been very clear about micromanaging the unit.
So you say he's been taking his job a little too seriously?
Sir, I would not imply incompetence in my commanding officer.
It's not a sign of incompetence, more a sign of possibly taking on more than one should. It's not always healthy.
Our unit's readiness level is at the highest it's been since my sister's death.
All right. More importantly,
I like this
do
guy's
you think
loyalty.
you can? Do you think you can keep working with him
Yes, absolutely.
as you have?
I
You
have
still
no
have faith in-
problems with the warrant officer.
You still have faith in him?
Of course. I am a samurai as well. I understand on the battlefield that sometimes you must do what must be done.
That's all I needed then. Thank you for letting me take your time.
Understood, sir. He
I
steps back on the
nod
rope
that
ladder
in.
while he's talking to you and just goes off camera straight up.
Yeah, I go get myself checked out because I'm still freaking.
Bandido, you have
Yes.
an incredibly rare skill that no one else in this game has.
The power to roll dice.
No. You all have the ability to do that.
What
Dumbass.
is this incredible
The power
skill?
to roll dice well.
I mean, Rad does pretty well for himself.
I do okay.
You have 6th sense, right?
Yes.
I need you to make a perception check while you're messing around on the computers real quick.
Do I get the perception bonus for the 6th sense?
Mhm.
I think it's like +3 to my already. I don't remember how much it was. It was something ridiculous. I think
Would
I'm
I
at
be
a
able to,
+7 of this sense. What's my
assist-
perception? What's my perception?
Don't ask
It's
me.
Something high. I'm
would I
looking
be
right
able
now.
to
So
somewhat
it's 4, so it'd be
assist
3 plus 3 would be 6, so I'll be rolling at +6.
All right. You need a 10. Yeah, that'll do it. That'll beat it by a lot.
14.
All right. So, what are you looking up on the computer?
I'm just really going through like promotional videos that are online
Okay.
that
All right.
may have
roll-
different glances of
Yeah.
different.
You're looking
mechs and stuff.
Space Google. You're looking up the Comstar network, right?
Essentially, yes.
All right. Make a computers roll. You need a 9 in
Could
order
I
to
have
get.
like called up Gingy Pie or
Yeah. All right.
someone
You're
to
on the phone with
help?
Ginny. He's just like, "Oh, hello, Bandido. I do not have you muted this time.
you have me muted before?
I occasionally mute you at the orders of a commanding officer. Yes.
Is it 9 lives?
No, she is not my commanding officer.
Harridan?
Yes, exactly. Also,
did I
several
ever
other members of
Uh,
members of your lance have asked that you be muted as well.
I understand. But, all right.
God, we're
I
so
just-
dysfunctional.
Yeah, we all need to have a nice.
I need your help. Need your help looking around. I'm trying to get an idea of what the hell Kenneth Cross has as far as the company goes.
Of course, I've compiled several dossiers on him. Let's look over them together.
You're now my favorite person in this company.
You are the only person to have said that to me. I am greatly appreciative of it, Mr. Gray.
That's a darn shame. You seem like a swell guy.
I have several penalties
PhDs.
against me. No. I have several penalties against me by the commander of the unit, so if you could speak with the captain and perhaps get them removed, given my incredible level of competence and intelligence analysis, I would appreciate it.
No, I greatly value it. All right. Thank you, sir. I'll do my best.
Then
I'm putting
let's
in a
sit
great
down and
work
do
for it.
some computer analysis work. Very fun.
I think right at that time, Pi receives an email stating he received a commendation, and then 30 seconds later, he sees another
See, commendation removed. All right, so computers check
Yep.
plus, I guess, +1 added to that.
Yep.
I don't get a bonus for the 6th sense, or is that just going to come into effect?
Don't
in a
worry.
little
6
bit?
senses for something else.
Okay.
I was hoping you'd forget about it, so when I bring it up later, you'd be like, "Oh shit, this is the 6 sense thing."
No,
Yeah, this is the DM. Roll a perception check for
no,
me.
this is the always.
That's exactly
interesting
what it
me
was.
Thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So start with 3 -1 because of injury, +1 for the assist. So rolling at +3.
Okay.
What do I need to get? An 8.
9.
Okay.
Yeah, you're good. All right, so you go through the list of the public listing of the Kenneth Cross Extreme Unlimited, and the unit that's attached to the dropship number 3, which is what was painted on the side of the dropship. Assuming that the unit is actually contained in there and that the unit hasn't changed at all, it is a ROTC unit. It's Mechwarriors and Tankists and aerospace pilots who are all in training.
Okay, so
People between the age of 15 and 21 who are all training to become full members. It's a mixed lance of 1 lance of infantry, 1 of vehicles, 1 of heavy and assault mechs, and 1 of aerospace fighters.
So vehicles,
Jesus
heavy and assault
Christ.
mechs, aerospace fighters, and light mechs.
No light mechs.
So vehicles,
Aerospace,
fighters,
infantry, tanks.
infantry, and
Tanks.
Sorry, I said vehicles, but
yeah,
yeah, tanks.
assault and
Yep.
assault and heavy mechs.
they're supposedly training in the newest Federated Commonwealth Regimental Combat Team training. at the unit level. So all of them working together to take on things at the company level.
All right. I'm guessing I can't get anything specific what might be in there aside from the atlas and all that.
No.
Okay.
I mean, you can pull up like dossiers of the pilots. They're all like 16 to 20-year-old kids that are like, you get like a 30-second clip of them and they're like, I'm glad you've chosen me to be a part of your mercenary unit. My name is Todd Liverston, aka the Bulldog, and I pilot a Bulldog hover tank.
They're all females. They all
They're
have
not all.
pastry-based names.
There are several female Mechwarriors, but
I'm just looking. There's like,
and all of their mechs all have ammo bins.
They all have like a LinkedIn video for like when they graduate and try to get hired. Is that what that is?
Yeah, exactly.
I have their own little band as well.
So while you're looking up this information, Bandido, you get a prickling at the back of your neck. You're in the command center of the factory, which is of course shut down because the factory is not making anything. You're alone, and it's just you with like a CRT monitor.
Like CRTV monitor.
Yeah.
It's like the future 80s.
You turn to look around, and a piece of shadow drops off of the ceiling 20 feet and lands behind you. And they draw a sword out, which it looks like it's moving in the silvery light. And you realize that someone has dropped behind you with a vibro katana. This is something that you've seen in holovids before, but never seen in person. This person is a member of the Draconis Elite Strike Team. They're part of the internal security forces. They're pretty much like special forces anti-terrorist hunters. They're also the most feared intelligence service in the Inner Sphere.
Goody.
And they're between you and the door. However, because you had Sixth Sense and you fucking nailed this, you're going to have a chance to act before they cut you into pieces.
Oh, I'm going to shoot the shit out of him.
Okay, well, that'll be the beginning of the next episode, is you unholstering your pistol and just shooting the shit out of him. Oh, yeah.
I'm just picturing the Indiana Jones moment with the dude twirling around his blades and he just pulls out his gun and shoots.
Yeah. So, James, I'm sorry we didn't have as much to do here. I thought we would probably get to the combat, but we spent so much time having emotional talks.
That's all right. Some of these people need to get laid, clearly.
Yeah. I mean, that's Rapier's point of view. How true that is, who knows? Look, here's the difference between Loki and the Draconis Elite Strike Teams, right? And the ISF. Loki typically only go after the guilty. The ISF will take out your whole family just to teach people and to associate with better people.
Oh, you mean like the Chinese?
I mean, the Capellians will just kill red. Like, in the Capellian Confederation, the Maskarovka literally are just like, this person is guilty of a crime. And they're like, no, I'm a shopkeeper. I was on the other side of the planet. Then they shoot him in the head and are like, yes, he was the one that did the crime. And that's how they solve murder there. It's just, they will find the guilty. All right. Rad, that was some real talk right there. I felt like I was talking to some of my scout. Like, this is a conversation I've probably literally had with several Boy Scout leaders over the years, where I'm like, yep, I've got adrenaline running through me. I did some dumb shit. They're talking about how disappointed they are. Yeah. So sorry if I didn't do much on my end, but I was like, I've been here. I know how this conversation goes from this side.
I've been on both ends of that conversation many times.
I've definitely been on both sides of that conversation.
Yeah.
However,
have you considered becoming a dad, Rad? I feel like you'd be pretty good at it.
Is that I mean, when you said like whatever, I can't remember what you said.
Pocket hot dog?
No, when you was like when you said, oh God, you know, you was before your dad splurged in your mum or whatever it was called.
Oh yeah.
Before your dad shot you
before you were squirted into your mom's belly.
Yeah, is that an American thing?
Yes.
No, I actually stole that. I stole that directly from Game of Thrones, as a matter of fact.
Yes.
Oh.
It always struck me as one of the grossest things anyone ever said in Game of Thrones. So it's like, this seems like a good opportunity to like whip that reference out right here.
It's actually not the first.
American.
Game of Thrones is not the first time I've heard that said.
Really? That was the first time I had ever heard it. It's said by like a super like sleazy like villain.
I mean, the thing I hear the most, especially around here, is like, oh, You was before you was a glint in the eye of your dad.
Right, yeah. That's what's kind of, yeah. Before you were a twinkle in your daddy's eye. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard that one a lot too.
All
No,
right.
I wanted to get weird
running
with it.
down your mama's leg.
Oh, Jesus, guys. Come on now. All right. So next episode, we're going to clean up this battlefield by murdering all of the Mechwarriors. And then...
Well, first we have to kill all the ninjas, right?
Yeah, no, that's what's going to happen. They're going to try to kill all of you.
Oh, goody. Good thing I'm in a populated area.
And you're
Good
drunk.
thing that we're not in our combat uniforms right now.
Yeah.
Two beers drunk bullshit.
And some pills.
I'm all right. I'm with
I
the
didn't take
Aztecs,
any
and
pills.
they don't exist.
They stopped me from taking
Yeah,
pills.
you're with the Aztecs. They don't
Yeah, I've
exist.
been the one that keeps stopping him from taking pills. He keeps on trying to pop them out. I'm like, no,
It's like,
stop.
actually, I haven't had any pills in weeks. Every time I try, Bandido stops me.
Yeah.
Fortunately,
Everyone just thinks I'm a total drug addict, even though I haven't had anything in weeks.
Fortunately,
I
I'm
don't know where he's getting them from either, because I'm not handing them out. I still have freaking
Sad thing is, they're probably just vitamins.
like you've been trying to eat on the street.
He's like buying them off Aztecs, and they're just multivitamins.
You can't buy them from Aztecs. They don't exist. How can you buy drugs off something that don't exist?
So you heard
So
that? Heard.
Next time, we'll be having a ground combat and all the fun that entails. And then the final mission to get off the planet, which will definitely 100% involve Excalibur ascending.
Thank God.
Oh,
I've been
goody.
waiting for this moment.
I hope
I don't want to have to end up just focus firing on him just because I have to.
I hope.
Yeah,
somebody
all
gets
that
a
speech
good
you gave to
shot.
Howler, you're gonna turn around and give him a perfect example of why you're full of shit.
Yeah.
He'll never respect you again.
Yeah, I hope Pondo gets a freaking headshot with his Gauss rifle on him.
I hope so too. I think that Devastator versus Atlas is going to be epic to watch. Fortunately, you're both really slow, so you can just walk backwards at about the same speed that he can walk forward.
Yeah,
you
I'm
can
running
just stay like,
hexes where I can back up at 3, so it's
Yeah.
kind of like
so you can just shoot him from 20 hexes away for like 5 turns.
Yeah, just pot shot both of us freaking PPCs. See who headshots him first.
Luckily, I'm in my room, so I can put all my armor on and have all my gear, like lickety splits.
Yeah, I'm mainly wearing most of my gear already, except for a helmet.
Look, for continuity, you're going to get punched by someone and then puke hot dogs all over the place.
I hope so. That'd be great.
I mean, all I got is like an auto pistol.
Well, I mean, they're
but
pocket dogs, so he's probably already feeling a little
course.
nauseous.
Look,
so.
I probably have my shotgun nearby, to be honest, but
Yeah, no, all of your weapons are nearby. As we all know, a pistol will definitely defend you against the deadliest assassins known to man
I mean, they have like armor piercing and everything, so it's
at point blank range with a
Yeah.
sword already out. And then
This
this
is
guy's
just-
going to get completely wrecked. It is going to prove the old adage that swords do not beat guns.
Yeah, they have proven it on Mythbusters, swords do not beat guns.
As long as it doesn't
Unless
turn
you're
out like the
throwing
one
it.
shot where you're like, I turn around and shoot him. You're all dead. You all died.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you guys are like on your knees or something, looking the wrong direction. They were behind you with the gun.
Guns at the back of your heads.
Look,
I could have got a better roll if I knew that good hearing gives you +1 that crap.
look.
we didn't
You
have
guys
good
remember
hearing.
those Oregon
do.
ranchers or whatever
I
that
have
like
to.
took over a park ranger station or some shit?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I'm
That
sure.
one guy who died and was shot by the police had like several videos talking about how he wanted to go out taking the cops down with him. And the video of him is literally him with his hands up. Like, as he died, I don't want to make fun of his death, but he was a dumbass. He's got his hands up, and the cops have weapons drawn on him, and he starts slowly lowering his hand below the level that the cops can see. And the cop's just like, stop moving. And he's like, no. And he keeps going. And then he gets shot. And somehow he's just, oh my God.
I don't know what you're talking about.
That's
It's
pretty bad.
some
Stop
guy that
moving.
was like,
No,
he was like,
okay.
no, I can take the cops with me. I can fast draw on them. He was always talking about it on his blog. So dumb.
Yeah, that's unfortunately that's
Yeah.
movie logic. That's not real
Oh.
world logic.
If someone
I'm really
Uh,
glad. I'm really glad that the Sixth
you're not
Sense finally kicked in.
fast, so-
I am too.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you finally got an opportunity to use that, man.
Now he's going to be using it all the time. I'm just going to have ninja assassins drop like shadows from the ceiling of every building.
I feel like that's how we can always slap the pills out of Harridan's hands. That's Sixth Sense. Like, I know those pills are about to come out.
Stop eating the vitamins, you bastard.
I can't wait. I can't slap a beer out of his hands. That'd be a waste of a beer.
No one needs that much vitamin C.
What sort of beer is it?
You're just gonna pee it out.
You see a glimpse of the bottle as it flashes by. It says Flintstones on it.
The little Flintstones, like slow motion, like flying from the bottle as it spins through the air.
All right.
Have a just honest distrust of you and pills or anything of the closest sort. How much XP did we get?
You're just trying to eat some M&Ms and he slaps those out of your hands too.
You guys get
those
30,
were the green ones.
32 XP, and I think Heavy 7 gets 33 for killing that guy.
Nice.
Slowly but surely.
And actually, I want to give you another XP point, Rad, for the fucking incredible speeches that you gave.
So what's that make? 35? 35.
34.
Did you say we get 33?
You
should
should
32.
Point of edge.
You got.
Okay, got it.
I'll give everybody a point edge, yeah.
I was just saying him,
cool.
but sure.
No,
I'll take
everybody
point.
can have a point edge. All right, look. James, thanks for joining us for these 3 episode arcs.
It was fun.
I want to take this moment to announce that if you're a broadcaster or entertainer and you watch the show, I am looking for more guest stars for probably maybe part of the last arc of season 2 and definitely for season 3. So hit me up, apgamingreal@gmail.com, Discord, Twitter, whatever. You too can be like James and be forced to talk to Diego Garcia. James, why don't you tell us about yourself?
I'm JamesCORP. You can find me at twitch.tv/JamesCORP. I do RPGs at more European friendly times. Not this late, usually. Games that we currently play, we've got a Tales from the Loop game starting next Sunday. We got a Blades in the Dark game every Monday. They're all around 8 PM GMT, or GMT +1, I guess is our time zone. Tuesday, we've got Star Wars D6, the classic version of Star Wars.
Yes, back when you could buy Star Destroyers.
And then on Thursday we do Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay. It's going to change soon. We've got we're going to be just getting back into the swing because we've had a bit of a hiatus on Sunday. So we're going to start with Tales, and then we're going to move over to Forbidden Lands, which is the same system, but it's like a fantasy hex calling thing that's really interesting. And I've frothed over it. I was going to run City of Mist, but I found the book too much of a struggle to read. You know, sometimes books just a slug to read.
Vampire the Masquerade.
Do you put your videos up on YouTube also, James, or strictly on?
Yeah, it all goes. Yeah, it goes on YouTube as well. I'm JamesCORP over there as well. Or is that my JamesCORP TV over there? I can't remember. I can't remember my name on YouTube anymore.
Don't worry, we'll just
because
Google
I
it.
had to change my name because I used to be like CUK, and that was all like right wing bollocks. So I had to change it because I did it before, like many years ago. And so yeah, I'm now JamesCORP, which is more appropriate and less people get my name wrong. Thank God for that. But yeah, other than that, yeah, if you want to check me out or follow me or whatever, yay. If you're free to watch during European times or want to check out the VODs, yeah, it's good. Thanks for having me though. I very much enjoyed it.
We were also on a show together, just in case people want to watch more content of the two of us. We were on Henley's 7C game, Die Party. Gosh, what the hell was it called?
Dead Man's
Crest. Yeah.
That started like a year ago, like in August.
Yeah, you
Where
moved
is
through like
August?
3 different systems.
2 different systems, because we
Yikes.
went from 7th Sea to Savage Worlds, and then we went back from Savage Worlds to 7th Sea. And
That's when I joined.
We did, yes, because Wreckage left. Yeah, it was
Dude,
all
that
right.
must have been very sad.
Uh,
Sorry, I have a very low opinion of Wreckage.
uh,
We've been battling for a long time. Wow, James.
I don't
Nothing
have
to
an
say,
opinion.
have you, Master
I don't-
Qui-Gon?
I don't have an opinion. Do you know what I mean? I don't know the guy well enough to have an opinion.
Very well.
Not yet, anyway. Well, he was trying to run the wrong game for the system, so maybe, you know.
All right. Well, if you want to watch Wreckage and then me take Wreckage's place, I guess you can go watch Die Party Dead Man's Crest.
It's not really I don't think it's a very good example of 7th Sea, in my opinion,
That could be true.
because we didn't use the setting.
Look,
They
at the
decided to
very
make-
least, we try to be funny as much as possible.
Oh, I think I was hilarious.
Yeah, we were pretty fucking funny. Speaking of people who are pretty fucking funny, let's jump over to Rad.
What?
Wow, you are
Funny
lagging.
looking.
Am I? I'm Raddosaurus. I had a lot of fun tonight. It was a good episode. The combat, I feel like, ended a little anticlimactically, but I think that's probably was the most sensical end to that particular combat. There was no
Don't
way
worry,
those-
as you've already seen, they're going to be lined up on television tomorrow killing
there
themselves.
was there was no way those guys would have stuck around and fought that out, I don't think, unless they were under some sort of weird honor system, which apparently they were, because now they're going to die anyway. So
But at least they'll have brought the mechs home, which is the
they'll brought the
important
mechs
part.
home, which is the important part. I wish that we were able to keep more of these goodies that we were going to find on this battlefield. I really hope we can walk away with this guillotine and this Orion.
The guillotine is in one of the drop ships.
Okay, but whether or
Yeah,
not we get to
it's
keep
not-
it though is a question mark.
Yes.
Then is there another? And we have 2 other mechs, right? We picked up an
Archer, Orion, guillotine.
and the guillotine.
Mhm.
Okay, yeah. So, and I think has the Orion already been claimed by our employer? Is that
Oh, yeah.
why?
I mean, they're
that's
going
why-
to claim all the mechs for sure.
That's why Sandstrom is
Yep.
operating it. Okay. So we're not going to be able to keep any of this. Is like our most lucrative
Yep.
contract. We're not going to keep a single mech. That's
and
really
you only
bums me
get
out.
paid 10% of their value.
Yeah.
It's okay. Next
That's
contract
rough.
will be able to.
Look, in all honesty, they're paying you like 100 million credits to do this. So
Yeah. It just
Oh,
sucked that
okay.
it sucked that the mechs we got were already kind of mechs that we wanted, right?
Yeah,
that would have
that's
been
the
like
worst
good
part.
for us. Like that's
Yeah.
the worst part.
Look,
like,
Tanner
oh, man,
X
if
in
we
chat
would've
has been
caught that
saying all
Wolverine-
night, you guys need to just steal everything and fuck off with this contract.
No.
No, it's
Well,
too
I'm
high
s-
paying. It's I mean,
No,
it seems
we're
like
not
it would be
gonna do
worth
that.
it, but the contract
Sure
pays
that
so much.
even though it's an under the table contract, word of mouth still
Yeah.
gets around.
It pays so much that we could buy each of these mechs that we're
I think-
leaving with them.
I think
Pay
you
off the
could.
debt from the Devastator and all that, and
Yep.
Which got
I mean,
James.
you could
start-
I think
Replace
you
our
could-
destroyed aerospace fighter.
James, what do you got going on?
I
It's
was gonna
rough.
say, I think you could quite easily like persuade Sandstrom to join the mercenary group
Interesting.
as a backup mechanic.
I'm definitely thinking that will
Chances
be
are he might
on the
bring an
table.
Orion with him too.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're literally
I mean,
just
we
like, yeah,
might-
he'll steal the Orion for us.
I mean, honestly, you might hire you on as a Mechwarrior, to be honest.
Well, at this point, right, like it would make a lot of sense because now we're in a situation where, look, we had some pilots go down, but we still have some serviceable mechs. Like it's not a bad idea to have a bench
I mean-
where we can bring some pilots up off the bench to
Extra mech pilots.
to
Yeah.
sub in. Yeah, it's not a bad idea to have
I mean,
2
we-
mech pilots in reserve.
Well, I mean, we lost a mech pilot, so he'd be a good spot to be like, hey, if you're interested, we'd like to give you a job.
Yeah, I'm just saying, even when our roster is full of mech pilots, it's a good idea to have 1 or 2 in reserve. Like,
I don't know if we have rooms, the thing.
I mean, we just
mean,
we just get them some bunk beds and we
People
bolt it
don't
to the
take
side
up
of
much
the.
space,
yeah.
you know.
It's
No,
fine.
your dropship's fully loaded, y'all.
Yeah, that's what
You're-
I'm saying. is
you're-
I don't think we have.
You're
room for
fully
extra
loaded because
people.
you have a shit ton of techs and Aztecs.
I mean, that's
They don't
fair.
exist.
But that's why James's character makes such a good acquisition because he can also serve as a tech, right? Like
Yes.
we could just get rid of an Aztec and have his character, right?
Full double
No,
duty.
no.
That same guy he was talking to, right? Like, remember that one friend you made? Yeah, he
Yeah,
just took your
Diego
job. You're
Garcia,
fired.
the chief Aztec.
Sorry, Diego, we have to let you go.
He's
Jeez.
now known as Disappearing Diego. Yeah.
No, we would never fire him because we don't even know he exists, right? Like,
Well, he just disappeared.
it's the
remember that
best
Diego
job
bloke?
security
No.
you could have.
No, I don't remember him.
No, I had a lot of fun tonight. We haven't done any role play, man. All of a sudden, the role play got real heavy there. All of a sudden, I wasn't
Oh,
ready
yeah.
for it. I wasn't ready for Howler to lose his shit either. That's all right. It's fine.
I was actually
I
expecting.
kind of had that on the
eventually.
clock for a while that he would go
I was
back
expecting
to
that
some
to happen.
piratey stuff at some point.
See, I expected it too, but like I guess I had been fooled over time. Like he had just been like so on it and like professional and like all about it, and then
Yeah,
you know
sometimes that trauma kicks back in when you have
Yeah.
to kill people when you're like 12 and 13 to get a mech.
it makes a lot of sense. No, I mean I
Yeah.
get it.
Question
So-
is, how does he come out the other end of this? I don't know, but I'm interested to see.
I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I don't know. It's like
I'm curious.
just like a real teenager. It's impossible to tell if you're ever getting through to them. So
I mean, I'm curious what's going to happen with
Wow, you sound like a dad.
if we somehow manage to kill Kenneth Cross, because I don't know what's going to happen with Bandido after that.
not only do I have dad experience,
I
I
really
have
want that Atlas.
tell 18-year-olds in the army what to do
We're not
experience.
going to get
Imagine
the
that.
Atlas.
Yeah, I imagine that. I actually do imagine that.
So
I literally was just on the receiving end of you doing that, so it's not that hard to imagine.
so I don't know. You have to walk a fine line between tough love and understanding a little bit, I guess. So we'll see. It's a little bit of a weird situation. It's never quite the relation that I in my real life have ever had with a fellow soldier, right? Like there's not as much of a personal connection oftentimes as
More
there
like your
is-
relationship with Rapier.
Right. It's just a
You
professional.
just like to hang out with guys who give you pocket
Yeah.
hot dogs.
Yeah, I just want the pocket dogs. That's all I'm in it for, man. You can keep the rest. No, it's been fun. I like that. I liked doing that whole thing. That's pretty cool. Yeah, that's it. I look forward to being back next week and playing some more. Getting in some fighting an Atlas is really cool. I'm excited about that. Like I said, Atlas versus Devastator. This is a long time coming. I think we're gonna end up back in another situation like when Eric played, where I went from this fight having like the most influential mech on the battlefield to having the least influential mech on the battlefield.
And it's going to end up being parking is like, just come to me. Come on.
Because we're gonna be
Little
back. We're gonna be back in another open field where I really don't have any advantage, and it's gonna be an assault lance. So I'm not gonna want to run up to any of them
Yeah,
without
you
like
don't
a
wanna run
significant
up-
amount of cover.
You don't want to run up to an Atlas with your mech.
So I'm gonna be hanging out in the back, shooting a large pulse laser, probably for the most part, unless there are terrain features that I can take advantage of. So we'll see.
Well, there'll be other mechs to worry about too. So
Yeah, I'll be running interference probably a little bit more than I will be on the offense. But I say that all without having seen the battlefield. We'll wait and see what it looks like. I don't know. Is if it's the exact same map we played Eric on? I don't know. That had a little bit on the side.
Oh, it definitely won't be that map again.
Okay. So we'll see. We'll see what my combat effectiveness is in this next map. That's the thing about the Axeman is I feel like it's feast or famine with him, right? Like it's either ideal situation, he's going to cause havoc, or he's largely rendered ineffective by the combat scenarios. He's not an all-around mech. I don't feel like. I feel like he has kind of a specific mission profile.
I mean,
even if he's not able to get in there and do damage, he's still this giant red zone of oh shit, don't
It's true.
go there
Yeah.
that you can use for area control.
I mean,
Yeah.
every mech has its
Suppression.
drawbacks one
Sure,
way or
sure.
another. Like the Devastator, if they get in my minimum range, I can't do any shit. I'm not fast enough to do anything, and I just can't.
Yeah, that's the thing about those older mechs, though. Is they have a lot of like stupid weapons on them because they don't have like a very good role on the battlefield, but they have a little bit of everything, right?
Yeah,
Like,
they're more versatile in a way, but also in not a great way.
yeah.
I,
They're like,
that's why-
I have LRMs and a small laser. I'm like, what are you gonna do? Why? Why do you have that? But
Kill infantry.
Kill
yeah,
infantry.
so this is not the infantry that we're encountering right now. This is
Well, he
would've
said
hoped-
there was infantry.
yeah. That's
It's
why-
it's going to be a fight. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's definitely not Kenneth Cross because this is the ISF. So
Is it going to be like an escort mission next time when we're in Mask? Or
we'll
Is that
talk
a
about
thing?
that after the show.
okay, cool.
All right.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in, everybody.
Look, someone in chat said Sid is right. That doesn't happen very often, so we're going to go ahead and skip to Sid real quick to let him bask in the glory.
Ah, yes, I am right. About what? Oh,
That the Axeman
I
is
don't
a denial area
yeah,
denial.
area denial.
mech.
Yeah, it does. Well, that thing is just so.
The
fucking
real
frightening
area
close
denial
range.
mech is the artillery.
Yeah. No, I had a lot of fun tonight. It was good. Yeah, I didn't expect to have to take teenager in hand. I tried to play the mom role and tee it up for the hard dad talk.
Worked out well.
So yeah, I think it's going to be interesting seeing if we can survive these assassins that just showed up to try and kill us. That'll be a lot of fun.
I like how they're
Considering
assassins, but you're honorable Mechwarriors.
Well, yeah,
No, they're just
yeah.
government. They're just government
They're
ninjas going to
agents.
kill terrorists.
And you're
Assassins.
terrorists.
They're assassins.
Look, we
They're
just
still
need a
assassins.
frame of reference this.
They're still assassins.
They're not the assassins. We're the assassins. As in, we're terrorists.
You guys have
Oh,
assassinated several people so far, so
This is true.
More to come.
And I did take 50 of my XP that I've been saving up to get all of those prerequisite stats that Arthur was talking about before the show. So I have a minimum of 3 in all of those now.
my God.
I've been bumping up the small arm stuff so that way I don't suck
My
at close
God.
range.
Now
Me too.
you can finally be rated at something less than a green mech warrior.
I am
Yeah.
also have a minimum of 3 in everything too, so I also
Oh,
bumped
yeah.
mine up.
I've got my perception up a bit and my freaking small arms as well.
Well, this is a good
So
time to
there's
up
that.
your small arms.
Yeah.
Look, Sid, if people want to find you, where do they go?
Man.
Go to youtube.com/SidAlpha, where I do a lot of industry commentary and gaming news. And every once in a while, I'll squeeze out a review when I get a chance. I'm on Twitter, Reddit, Facebook, and all of those places. Put in /SidAlpha. I'm sure you'll be able to find me. I'm basically everywhere. And yeah, things have been going pretty well lately.
You on Grinder,
You should
bro?
check it out. My grinder? No.
He's like, I'm basically everywhere, and I'm like, how can I hit him with that?
Grinder. Unfortunately, you will not be able to find me on Grinder. I do apologize.
Look, the first show I ran here on the AP Gaming Real channel was Rise of the Rune Lords, and I wasn't really used to audience interaction then. And there were these people that kept commenting on YouTube videos asking for one of the cast members' phone because they thought it was cute. And I mentioned it on stream, and he's like, "Well, that sucks because I'm married and I'm gay." And I was just like, I don't know how to process that. I just mentioned that as like a humorous thing, and you hit me with some real life. All right.
Okay, sorry. Actually, I get a lot of people that because of my logo. I get a lot of people always asking me if I'm a furry. I was like, oh, sorry.
I mean,
Understandable.
your friends with
I'm-
Zonwar. I always assumed you were a furry.
I'm very
She's-
I'm very plain.
Don't
Furry
say his name
adverse.
3 times.
I'm a boring person when you think about it.
I've seen you screaming at people on Twitter.
Scream.
There's occasionally some caps.
That's emphasis. It's not
I've seen
scream.
your videos. Okay, you speak with extreme emphasis sometimes.
Oh, I do.
You're like, I'm a boring person, but also
I'm not afraid to yell at you if I have to.
No, I'm really not.
Sid claims to be vanilla. Is it true? Is it not? Does anyone care? No.
Yeah, I'm pretty vanilla.
Same.
I was about to say, speaking of vanilla, let's jump over to Pondo. Go back and watch the replay. I'm literally in the process of opening my mouth. And he sniped me. God damn it.
Pondo the hat, yeah.
Fine,
It's
Pondo.
okay, AP. I was just able to predict you is all.
I mean, that's not that difficult.
Yeah.
Look, Pondo, who are you? Where can people find you? And what do you do when you're not
I'm
on vacation?
Pondo or Pondothemad. You can catch me on Twitch or YouTube at /Pondothemad respectively. This week I'll be working on getting back into things after I got back from vacation. I'm probably going to just pass out asleep after this because I
feel like that too. Yep.
I've had a lot of fun tonight. I'm glad that I finally got my 6th sense kick in. I think it only
Hell yeah.
like one other time. And that's actually a really nice trait to have because it gave me a +3 to a roll that was very critical of my death or life.
Oh yeah.
Then we get to see what happens when you try to.
Look, here's what happens. You die instantly, and then they weekend at Bernie's you. It's just like, hello, Commander. It's me, your unit mech warrior. Don't come to the command center. I'm fine. And it's just a dude doing kabuki theater in an all-black outfit, like moving your hands around.
We just marionette him out in front, like around corners, and he gets all shot up as a distraction, and then somebody else like shoots him from around the corner.
I really do want the scene to play out where it's like, I
want this so much.
There's somebody on a catwalk just like Bandido's like flailing around and he's just getting gunned down, like he's just not going down. They're like, oh my god, what's he on?
In fact, he's dead.
I would love to see a Muppets version of Bandido.
And we just have a booming microphone. Fear the clowns.
Yeah.
I like the fact that you all didn't see my headset fall off.
I mean,
when I
obviously,
sneezed.
I saw it. Don't worry.
Obviously, how this
We got
scene's
that
going
on
to play
replay.
out is that I'm going to have my hat off. C's going to pop around. For Indiana Jones him by, he's going to do some cool sword flips and go bang. Then grab my hat real. Yeah, there's some ninjas coming for us to kill us. Watch out.
Yeah, I was gonna say it'd probably be important to warn your unit. You were like, the first thing I do is shoot him, and I'm like, maybe the first thing you do is warn somebody.
Press
I
that
mean,
red
if
button
you have
under the
someone
desk.
coming at you with a sword, you don't take the time to warn someone else. You shoot them.
I mean, that's what you
And
when you
then
scream
warn
loudly.
everyone else.
Then
The
you,
warning is the gunshot. That's the warning.
you act like it's a secret code and you're just like, code ninja.
No, I was saying, like, yeah, there's some ninjas. You guys better watch out.
That's the code for when there's ninjas. Code ninja. We have a code ninja on level 3.
Called blackout.
The primary warning is the gunshots about to happen.
Warning:
from
Code
me.
Mormon at the front door. Code Mormon.
Oh
The
god.
secondary
And
warning
we
is
just
me
have
calling her-
over the loudspeakers like it's a grocery store.
We got holy rollers coming in hot.
Ninja on level 3. Code Ninja on
Oh gosh, guys. I'm
Mr.
dying here.
Mr. Kobayashi to the customer service department. Mr. Kobayashi to the customer service department. When I worked at a department store, that was our code for whenever there was a attractive lady in some department. Somebody would get on the intercom and be like, Mr. Kobayashi to the snowboard department. Mr. Kobayashi to the snowboard department.
Wow. Learned a lot about Rad in that one sentence.
It was not discreet. It was
You
not
fucking
discreet.
Star Trek nerd as well.
I didn't make it up. I was 15 years old, and I thought
Yeah, sure.
that wherever it came from, whoever did it was genius, right? But
Kaiser
Like, this is
Soze
pretty cool.
made it up, obviously. Speaking of Kaiser Soze's, let's talk to English.
Well, I enjoyed this week's session. Absolutely loved it. The freaking role playing was brilliant from everyone, and the freaking hilarity. I'm Englishmudkip. You can follow me on Twitter and Twitch, all at the associated name Englishmudkip. I stream during around about 8 p.m. GMT to 12 p.m. 12 GMT, and I do retro games as well as I'm going to be streaming Monster Hunter World tomorrow. Once I get my new mic set up and everything, being going to do some rigorous testing with it.
I've heard people find that game acceptable.
Yes, I've already played quite a bit with it on Monster Hunter World on both PlayStation and on the PC. But yeah,
I'm very against
that's
it.
me.
Monster lives matter.
Not when they're trying to eat your face off.
I have nothing to say to that, Rad. You're obviously trying to provoke people, and we trying to get to sleep. Fam at home audience, thank you for joining us. We'll be back next week probably, and if not, we won't have Battletech Bingo until the next episode. Show up live. Have a good night.